Hello, today we're going to be going over the questions that go with Becky, Schroeder, Young, Inventor. These are also star questions that were with this passage. One thing that you have to remember when you're doing star passages is that sometimes the words can be a little tricky. So you need to make sure you're paying attention to the words in the question and in the answer so that you know exactly what they're asking and so that you can come to the best answer choice. So, number 38, Becky studied her glow-in-the-dark toys most likely because they, so most likely, this means that we're going to have to infer. Infer means that we're going to use our text to come to a conclusion. It's not going to say Becky used her glow-in-the-dark toys because blank. It's going to say something that lets us know that we need to make a conclusion about why she's using her glow-in-the-dark toys. So looking back to our passage, when she's talking about her glow-in-the-dark toys, it says, Becky, it's paragraph 4, Becky was certain she had a good idea, she just needed to turn it into a good plan. She thought about her glow-in-the-dark toys and tried to figure out how they worked and what made them glow. So she's trying to figure out how these toys work and what makes them glow. So I'm going to put number 38 there. She's studying her glow-in-the-dark toys most likely because they could be used in rooms without windows. No. Were not popular before glow sheets were invented? No, that's not true because she already had some glow-in-the-dark toys. So they were already popular. Provided light when no other source was available? That might be it because she wants her product to provide light. Were invented for use by NASA astronauts? No, that is not in our passage. And I don't think that she only wants her glow sheets to be used in rooms without windows, so that's not going to be it either. Provided light when no other source was available? Yes. She wants her glow sheets to provide light when there's no other source available. Number 39. The author describes events in sequential order mainly to, sequential. Another word for sequential is chronological. We've been learning about this week, and what chronological order does is it tells you the order that things actually happened. So in this one, we're learning about how Becky created this invention. So it starts out with her having the idea and then studying and then developing it. And then it goes on to talk about who ends up using it. So let's see. Show that inventing something requires time and patience. Does inventing something require time and patience in this story? I think so. So I'm going to say that might be our answer. Explain how Becky thought and created her invention. Ooh, thought and created. And it has sequential or chronological order. It shows how she thought of something, processed it, developed it, and then got it out. So I'm thinking this has more to do with what our question's asking. Get readers interested in Becky's invention. I do not think that they're trying to sell glow sheets to us. I think they're just trying to inform us about Becky Schroeder, this young inventor. So I don't think that's it. Show readers how to create their own glow sheets. This is not a how-to paper about creating glow sheets, so it can't be that answer. So I think A is our second best choice, but I think that B better answers our question. Number 40. What effect did the newspaper article about Becky's invention have? So I'm just thinking about cause and effect. So effect means it's the result of the newspaper article. And in my head, I'm thinking, what is typically the result when there's a newspaper article about something? Usually when people see things in the newspaper, it gets popular. A lot of people hear about it. So I know that it's going to have to do with a lot of people reading about her product. It helped people learn about a useful new product. That could be true. That newspaper article would have done that. It gave Becky ideas for ways to use plastic and other materials. No, the newspaper article did not do that. It encouraged Becky to think about how others could benefit from her invention. I don't think so. I don't think that the newspaper article did that. I think that people just saw her invention and found different ways to use it. It prevented other people from copying Becky's idea. No, the thing that prevented other people from copying her idea was her patent. So the only answer we're left with is F, and that is what the newspaper article does. It helped everyone to learn about this useful new product. So that's a good answer choice there. Which words from paragraph 8 help the reader understand the meaning of right? So first thing I need to do is find paragraph 8. Her patent made Becky the only person who had the right to make glow sheets and prevented anyone else from producing them. So we said that right means that no one else can do it. She has the rights. Which words from paragraph 8 help the reader understand the meaning of the word right? Became the president? No. Worked to improve? No. Prevented anyone else from producing them? Yes. Experimented with materials? No. So here we looked at the sentence that the word right was in for our context clue, and we found the definition. So right means preventing someone else from producing them. Number 42. An important idea presented in this selection is that. So an important idea presented in this selection, this is our theme. So although this is a nonfiction passage, there's still a theme here because Becky Schroeder's still teaching us some sort of lesson. Patience is required for success. Was Becky patient and was she successful? I would say she was patient and then she had success. So that could be our answer. Difficult questions are not easy to answer. This passage doesn't really talk about questions very much. Receiving an award is an honor. No, I don't remember reading very much about awards, so that couldn't be it either, because this has to be our theme for the whole passage, not just for one little part. Young people can be quite creative. That is true as well. And I think that this works a little bit better for this passage because she's a young person who is creative. She was patient in a way because she kept working on something, but I think that this is a good idea that's presented in this selection. The photograph included in the selection shows, so let's look at our photograph. Becky sharing her invention, and we wrote underneath, people coming to see her invention. The reason people were surprised by Becky's invention, I do not think it shows that they're surprised because you can't even see anyone's faces. Which companies purchased Becky's invention? No, this photograph does not have pictures of the companies that purchased her invention. The process Becky followed to create her invention? No, this is just a picture of her at a press conference talking about her invention. So it's not about the process. That people were interested in Becky's invention. Yes, there is a lot of people looking at her, learning about her invention, and they look very interested because they look like they're listening really well. Okay, one more. Number 44. Read this sentence from paragraph 5. Becky's father took her to a hardware store where they bought a special paint that glows after it's been exposed to light for a short time. What does this sentence suggest about Becky's father? That word suggest, it means that we're going to have to infer. So I'm looking for a sentence, or I'm looking for something that this would say about her father as a character. So what can I tell about Becky's father from this sentence? He's supportive. He seems to want to help her. If he didn't want to help her and he didn't support her, would he be taking her to the hardware store to buy things for her invention? Probably not. He was familiar with the methods used by successful scientists. This sentence right here doesn't really talk about him being familiar with methods from scientists. So that seems a little out there for me. He wanted to share the credit for his daughter's invention. Does Dad get credit at the end of the story, or does he say, I will only take you to the hardware store if you give me credit? No, he doesn't, so I don't think that one's it. He was willing to support his daughter's idea. I do think that he's being very supportive by taking her to the store and helping her find a paint that glows, so it sounds like he's very supportive to me. He was the person responsible for his daughter's success. I think this might be our second best answer, but it's not great because I think that Becky worked really hard and that she's responsible for her success. So I don't think that Dad gets all the credit just because he helped her along the way. So I think that one is going to be H. Okay, guys, so now it's time for you to get off and fill out your questions using your PDF. If you need to go back and forth between the two, or if you've taken notes throughout this video, you can just circle the correct answers. But I kind of want to see you working through it, and when you see a word like suggest or affect, you should be circling those words and kind of working out how you're answering on the side. So go ahead and get off and do that and submit it for me, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.